ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣೇಶಾಯ ನಮಃ. ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಸರಸ್ವತ್ಯೈ ನಮಃ. ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಓಂ ಸಮಸ್ತಜನಕಲ್ಯಾಣೇ ನಿರತಂ ಕರುಣಾಮಯಂ ನಮಾಮಿ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಂ ದೇವಂ ಸದ್ಗುರುಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಿದ್ವರಂ. ಸದ್ಗುರುಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಿದ್ವರಂ. ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ಶ್ರೀರಮಣಾಯ. See, in the last class, we were discussing about Shakti Vichara. Shakti Vichara. Is Shakti other than Paramatma Ishvara, or is it one with it? How it works, etc. So, the Bhagavan said, Chalattvameva vyaparo Shakti ruchyate. See, the very movement, Chalanam means here, Sushti Sthitilaya Prakriya. That itself is Shakti. Everything is Shakti Vilasa. And so, the activity, Sushti Sthitilaya activity that is going on, that is called Vyapara, transactions. And that Vyapara itself is called as Shakti, because Shakti alone does everything. So, Shaktya Sarvamidam Drishyam Sasarja Paramah Puman. So, with the help of that Shakti only, Ishvara created everything. That's what we saw. Now, that Vyapara is two types. One is Pravritti and Nivritti. Nivritti is said that everything ultimately Shakti rolls back, that is, whatever has been created, it merges into his Atma Swarupa. So, Upanishad is quoted here, Yasmin Sarvani Bhutani Atma Eva Bhut Vijanatha Tatra Ko Moha Kashoka Ekatva Manupashyata. Ultimately, resolving everything into self is Nivritti. Okay. Now, what is Pravritti? What is Pravritti? So, what is Pravritti now? Activity is said now. What is that? In the 18th verse. Nanatvam dvaitakalastam gamyate sarvamityatah abhodidi padenatra vyaparah kopi gamyate. Now, this is a very beautiful commentary. Now, you see, here in the previous verse of 17th verse, here sarvam is the word used. Yatra sarvam atma eva abhut iti shrutihi. Where all this has become self. For whom? For a man of realization. Everything all becomes his own self. That was said. When all is said, that all itself is nanatvam. All itself is multiplicity and diversity. That's what he says. Sarvam iti ataha, sarvam atma eva abhut iti atra, sarvam iti asmat padat dvaitakalastham nanatvam gamyate. Iko aa raha hai bhaiya? Okay? Dvaitakalastham nanatvam gamyate. See, the Dvaitakalastham means at the time of perception of duality, during the existence of duality which is experienced, that time nanatvam, the manyness is experienced. That word sarvam indicates pravritti. Pravritti means what? Expansion, going out. Therefore, sarvam eva atma abhut iti atra sarvam ati iti asmat padat dvaitakalastam nanatvam gamyate. Nanatvam cha anekatvam. Nanatvam means anekatvam. Pravritti is already there. In sarvam is the word itself indicates pravritti. Satsu eva anekeshu tesham samasanam sarvam iti sarvashabdartha sangate. Satsu eva anekeshu tesham samasanam. In that one existence, Sat alone, all the multiplicities are there existing. One alone encompassed everything, all the differences exist only in Sat. So, Sat alone, in the same existence alone, all the differences are seen. Tesham samasanam. Samasanam means bringing together, collection, combination of all the various multiple objects that exist in this creation, in the pravritti, in the existence. All of them exist only in the self. That all collection of it, of the entire objects, samasanam, sarvam, that samasanam, the collection of all objects is called as sarvam, all. Iti sarva shabda artha sangatehe. That is the meaning of sarva shabda. In the same existence, all things are existing, all objects exist. So the collection of everything exists in same Sat. So that collection is called sarvam. Okay. Nityasya ekasya katham nanatvam iti chet. How come you say the nitya vastu, which is one without a second, eternal, one being, nityasya ekasya katham nanatvam iti chet? How come he became many? If you ask this question, anekatva bhanam na nityam. Appearance of plurality, appearance. Bhanam is not nityam. Nityam na satyam. The bhanam, it's all multiplicity, manyness is only an appearance. Appearance is not nityam. It is not eternal. Okay. So, sarvakalikam va iti vedayutum. That is, we cannot say appearance is all the time it exists. Its appearance exists all the time. Nityam means what? Sarvakalam. All the time it exists. But it is appearance, bhanam na nityam, sarvakalikam va. It doesn't mean it exists all the time. There will be more multiplicity, plurality. Va iti vedayutum dvaita kalastam iti nanatva visheshana upapadanam. Nanatva means what? It is only at the time dvaita kalastam. Dvaita kalastam means the state in which the duality is perceived. In that state alone, the manyness, the multiple things are all visible. When? It is called pratiti kala. Only when you are seeing it at the time of perception, in that state where duality is seen, in that state alone they exist. So, dvaita kalastham iti nanatva visheshana. This is called adjective to nanatva. Nanatvam, but when it is there, manyness, multiple things, only in dvaita kalastham. It is stated existing only in the state of duality, when duality perceived. Okay. Dvaita kalastham iti atra kalaha dasha vishesha dyotakaha. So here dvaita kalaha. Dvaita kala means what? Dvaita kalam. Is there any time dvaita kalam? Dvaita kalam means a particular dasha, a state. In a particular state of awareness, these multiplicities are seen. Like Jagrata Avastha, Swapna Avastha. So it's a dasha it is. Dasha here means what? Dvaita Kalastha means it is only dasha vishesham. It's a particular special state of perception. In that particular mode only, this duality is perceived. Dvaita Kalastham, Dvaita Kala, dasha visheshaha. Right? In a particular state, these are things are seen. Okay. Now, Vishesha Jyotakaha. Atmanaha Anyatvena Vishayagrahana Vastu Vishayagrahana Avastha Abhedo Grahyaha. Atmanah anyatvena vishayagrahana avastha abhedo grahyah. What is to be understood? When Atmana Anyatvena, there is no other state actually other than self. Atmana Anyatvena Vishayagrahana Avastha Bhedo Grahya. That means what? You are not Abheda, Bhedaha, Avastha Bhedaha. Here it is indicating, that means what? When you are not in your own self, so that dasha, what is the particular state? That particular state means when one is not rooted in self, and that means when one is not rooted in Atman, then alone he sees multiplicity. So that is dasha. So Atmanah Anyatvena Vishayagrahana Avastha Bhedo Grahyah. So this Vishayagrahanam is possible, this Avastha, dasha, this particular state in which duality is perceived is possible, is to be noted, that is existing only when one is not in his own state of self. One who is not in his own Atma Tattva, then alone the duality is seen. So what is that state in which duality is perceived? That state where one is not in self. So one who is not rooted in self, then alone the duality is seen. So, Atmanah Anyatvena Vishayagrahana Avastha Bhedo Grahya. Tasmat Nanatvam Tatkhalikam iti Bodhyam. Therefore, Nanatvam, perception of duality is only temporary. So long one who is not in the state of the self, rooted in self, he sees the world, perception of duality. So it is not eternal. Number one. Or when Ishvara withdraws the entire Srishti, there is no duality. Okay. That time even the jivas also merge. Tasmat nanatvam tatkalikam iti bodhyam. Katham tarihi advitiyasya atmanah dvaita abhava dvaita bhavapattihi. Now, how is it possible in advitiya atma vastu perception of duality is possible? How come first of all duality is possible in advaita vastu, where that atma tattva alone? Uttarardhena aha sarva bhavana vyaparena iti. The other second line, not in this sloka, previous sloka, it was said sarva bhavana vyaparena. It is a vyapara, a kind of activity of becoming many. Becoming many is also not really becoming, appearing as many. So we say, for us it is real, we say self became all. Right? Therefore, Uttararthena sarva bhavana vyaparena iti. Atra vakye abhut iti padena kopi vyaparaha gamyate. See? Nanatvam dvaitakalastam gamyate sarvamiti ataha abhut, second line. Abhut meaning became, abhut. Iti padena kopi vyaparaha gamyate. When you say self became all this, that became word indicates some kind of activity. Otherwise, transformation, chemical transformation. So this, the reaction between these two, when we combined, it became the third product. That means what? Hydrogen and oxygen you mix. It became water molecule. O2, two oxygen atoms, one hydrogen atoms. So they become water. Means what? There is some activity happened between these two, hydrogen and oxygen. Therefore, self became all. Became all means what? Abhut. Abhut means what? There is activity. There is some kind of vyapara seen. Transaction is seen. Okay. Sat atma ekaha anekam sarvam bhavati iti sarva bhavana kriya rupo vyapara dyotyate ityarthaha. Meaning ekam sat, satvastu atma ekaha anekam sarvam bhavati iti sarvabhavani kriya rupo vyapara jyotate is shown here. When one's Atma, only one Atma became many, anekam, ekaha, anekam, means sarvam bhavati, he became all, one Atma. So sarva bhavanak, the activity of becoming many is shown here. The one Atma becoming many, aham ekam bahusyam, I am one, let me become many. So this one Atma becoming many is an activity. So that activity is shown here when it is said that Atma became all. Abhut iti padena atra vyaparaha kopi gamyate. Meaning there is some kind of pravritti activity is seen when it is said self became all. Okay. Now, here two words very beautiful. Yadyapi sattarthakau eva ubhau api सत्ता अर्थकौ एव उभौ अपि अस्ति भवति धातु तथापि क्वचित् सूक्ष्मो विशेषः धात्वार्थे द्रष्टव्यः अस्ति भवत्योः. Now two words are used, अस्ति भवति. See, so here we say two words, asti and bhavati. Asti and bhavati both are same. Actually dhatu, the root if you take, both appears the same. But here there is sukshma vishesha is there. A subtle difference is there between these two. What is to be seen? Asti word and bhavati. Asti swarupam iti atra nirvyaparata. And the word asti exists. Asti means what? It shows nirvyaparata. There is total cessation of all kinds of activities and there is only pure Sat. Asti. So Sad Asti. And the Asti word, that existence is there. Sat Vastu, Asti. In that word, it indicates a total absence of any kind of activity. Asti word. Bhavati became. Who bhava? To become. So, निर्व्याप आत्मा सर्वम अभूत सच्चच्चा भवत इत्यादौ भवन क्रियायाः व्यापारता च अवगंतव्ये. So in this second word, Atma Sarvam Abhut, Atma became everything, all. In this Satyachcha Bhavatu Ityado, this is Upanishad Vakya. Satyachcha Bhavatu, Niruktancha, Niruktancha, Nilayanancha, Nilayanancha, Vijnanancha, Vijnanancha, all that it comes. Sat means what? The gross names and forms. Tyat means what? Subtle objects, subtle worlds, subtle lokas, tyat. So the Paramatma, Satyatyacha Bhavat, that Ishvara became Sat and Tyat, T-Y-A-T, Tyat. So Tyat means what? He became all the subtle Sukshma objects. Sat means what? He became all gross objects. So Satcha, Tyatcha Abhavat, Satchacha Bhavat. So he himself became both the gross and the subtle. Satchacha Bhavat ityadau bhavana kriyayaha vyaparata cha avagantavye. So in these activities, where they very clearly seen bhavana kriya. Bhavana kriya is the process of becoming, an activity of becoming one, becoming many. So that is clearly seen in this word Satcha, Tyatcha, Ityado Vakye. Bhavana Kriya is seen. Activity of becoming many is clearly noticed. Tasmat Atmanaha Sarvabhuta Bhavena Bhavanam Jayamanatvena Bhanam Abhut Padena Gamyata iti Pravritti Para Srutihi. Therefore, Atmanaha Sarvabhuta Bhavena Bhavanam, Atma becoming the self of all, number one. Then Jayamanatvena Bhanam, and by becoming all outside objects and everything, he is shining as manyness. in this world. So this activity, that sarvam, so what is that? Sarva atmanah sarva bhuta bhavena bhavanam, becoming self of all, jayamanatvena bhanam, and by being born, by becoming many, is shining, is noticed, bhanam, abhut padena gamyata iti pravritti parasutihi. See, abhut pada indicates the Atman becoming the self of all, and he himself creating both Sat and Chat. So all these things indicates pravritti. So pravritti and nivritti. So nivritti is what? All resolving into one. What is pravritti? Self becoming all. In the sum, and also becoming worldly objects and also subtle worlds, subtle objects. Tasmat, okay. Srutihi. Purva sloka udahruta bhavati iti proktam. In the Purva sloka, bhavati is the word used. So bhavati means what? The pravritti padam, pravritti. See, निवृत्तिस्था यत सर्वम आत्मा अभूत इति श्रुतिः व्यापार स्मृतिश्च निवृत्तिरिति च विधा नानात्मं द्वैत कालस्थं गम्यते सर्वमिति अतः अभूत पदेनात्र व्यापारकोपि गम्यते. So therefore here that's how it is shown, प्रवृत्ति and निवृत्ति. Okay. अत इदं च इह द्रष्टव्यम. This also must be seen here. Here important thing is न इह ओके न इह विषयिणम अहंकारिणम उद्दिश्य तस्य नानात्मभानम द्वैतकालम इति ग्राह्यम. Here when we say the pravritti of becoming many, and we say I became all, that I should not be misunderstood as ego. Ahankari, ahankarinam. Ahankara is not that way to be taken. That one who became iha vishayanam, vishayanam, ahankarinam uddishya tasya nanatva bhavanam dvaita kalamiti grahyam. So ahankar ke drushti se, from the perception of the ego, he became many. It is not to be considered as that. It is not to be taken. But what is it became many? Here nothing but prakaranat, according to the context what we are discussing, atmanam paramam purusham uddishya eva bhuktam. What is that? Paramapurusha, Ishvara, Brahma Tattva, what is there? Keeping that Brahman alone, it is said, Brahman alone, Ishvara alone became many. Prakaranat, based on the context and discussion. Therefore, Nijaya Paraya Shaktya Sasarja Parama Puman iti Prastutatvat. See, very clearly said in earlier slokas, Nijaya Paraya Shaktya in 15th verse. Nijaya Paraya Shaktya Sasarvam, everything he created. Who? Paramatma only. Paramapuman. Paramapuman means the Paramapurusha, Supreme Purusha, Nijaya Paraya Shaktya Sasarjam Paramapuman. All this was created by Ishvara only. How? With his Shakti. With his power, the Paramatma, Supreme Being alone, is created everything. Iti Prastutatvat. Khatam Sarvakalikasya कालातीतस्य वा आत्मनः द्वैतकालो वदितुं शक्यते इति चेत. How can you speak about duality becoming many in the case of the one who sarvakalikasya, one who is present in all times, plus kalatitasya va, meaning one who is beyond time, because everything bhavanam, becoming, is only in the realms of time. In the realms of time. How can you say again that Atman, which is beyond time and space, that he became and as many Dvaita Kalam during the perception of duality, Dvaita Kala, Vaditam Shakyate iti ched, if you ask this question, tad ashrita shakti vilasat iti sayeva vishayaha atra prashnottara mukhena vicharyate. It is Paramatma and Shakti. That Shakti, which is depending on that Ishvara, that Shakti created everything. Paramatma is Adhishtanam. But they both are inseparable. Like a man and his strength, both are inseparable. But the strength sometimes is expressed out, sometimes is not. Strength manifests, strength unmanifests. Weightlifting champion is there. He has the power to lift 60 kilos, 70 kilos, whatever it is. So that power within him to lift 70, 80 kilos of weight, that is his power. He is not separate from his Shakti. Number one. But Shakti has pravrutti and nivrutti. That Shakti sometimes it manifests in the form of an activity of weightlifting, and other times the Shakti is withdrawn. But Shakti is depending on the man who is possessing the Shakti. At the same time, why we say Shakti depending on the man, one who is possessing it? Because Shakti is not always seen in action. Sometimes it is active, sometimes it is not active. Therefore, we say that Shakti is depending on the man who is possessing the Shakti, but it is not independent. That's what it says here. Therefore, tada ashrita Shakti vilasat iti. That Shakti which is depending on Ishvara, that Shakti is doing all this activity, pravritti vyapara, expansion, multiplication. Iti sayeva vishayah atra prashnottara mukhena vicharyate. This is a question was asked by who is the Shakti? Is it belongs to that Ishvara or is it independent? If you remember the earlier questions. So it is not independent, dependent. Oh, okay. Therefore, Vakshati cha Bhagavan Adhyayante. In the very same chapter, end of the chapter, he says, Srushtisyat Isha Kalpana iti. What is Srushti? Ishvara Kalpana. Iti. Bhagavan will tell, the entire creation is only Ishvara Kalpana. Therefore, one Mahatma is there. That is why there are different types of meditation, sadhana. So he says, the Ishvara, Sankalpa, Ishvara only Hiranyagarbha. Because Ishvara and Maya, from that Ishvara and Maya, cosmic intelligence is born, Mahatattvam. And same Ishvara identified with the Mahatattva is called as Hiranyagarbha. So, Ishvara Sankalpa, Srushti is existing as Kalpana, Sankalpa in Ishvara, consciousness. Same consciousness with respect to Mahatattvam, Hiranyagarbha, the creator. In the creator mind, total mind is Hiranyagarbha, Sutratma, etc. Many things are there, Samasti Prana, the Brahmaji. In him, the entire creation is existing in the form of a image, subtle, Sukshma Srishti, design. That when it is brought out into physical manifestation, it becomes Virat Rupa. Vishwa Jagat created, Hiranyagarbha, then Stula Jagat, and the same Purusha identified with the Stula Jagat is called as Virat Rupa. Now, therefore the sadhana, a great Mahatma says, so right now the total mind, Ishvara only Hiranyagarbha, Virat, is imagining all of us in his mind. So we are all in his kalpana. So I don't have any right to be otherwise, in another way, than what he had imagined about me. Just as if in the dream you created many animals. So tiger and elephant or snake or monkey comes and asks you, why you made me as monkey? Why you made me as tiger? What will you reply?
Good question.
If you can get an answer, let me know. मैं भी सीखता हूँ आपसे. Me alone, the mind is the perceiver, mind is the perceived in the dream. Therefore, observer and the observed is one. Mind. So, it is me alone as a tiger, me alone as monkey, me alone as snake, me alone as elephant, me alone as a stone, etc., whatever it is. So, in my dream, none of the created beings will ever ask me, why you have created me like this. This is one method of sadhana, meditation. If you are a kalpana in the imagination of Ishvara or Hiranyagarbha, do we have any choice? So if we imagined you as pagal, be pagal. If we imagined, that means what? If you understand this, then what will be the repercussion or consequence or end result of this tapasya? You lose your ego. No questions asked. No protest. So one sadhana, one type of sadhana it is. So there is no good, no bad. And I don't have any ego to hold on to it because there is no me. I don't exist other than the mind of Ishvara, Sankalpa of Ishvara. If I am existing in his Sankalpa, I don't exist. So this question of suffering, I'm enjoying, I'm happy, this certifier doesn't exist. गया काम, हो गया काम, you are realized. But we feel I have a separate identity, exclusive identity. That is the illusion, Maya. Then whole Shastra has to be given. If somebody is jailed, no question. Somebody is burned, no question. Somebody is suffering, no question. Somebody is happy. This man, There is nothing to claim, there is no ego at all. So in the dream, I project. I define the characteristics of every creation in my dream. Every artist in my dream. So that is one tapasya. Now don't do this tapasya for God's sake, because it is not easy. You will na ghar ka na ghat ka ho jaoge. ठीक है? Don't get inspired because thought, oh, very good thought, let me do this. पागल हो जाओगे. Because it has its own. We are not fit for this sadhana. ठीक है? Therefore, here this is all तद आश्रित शक्ति विलासात् इति सयेव विषयः अत्र प्रश्नोत्तर मुखेन वक्ष्यते च भगवान् अध्यायान्ते सृष्टिः स्यात् ईश कल्पना इति. That's what I said. सृष्टि is nothing but ईश्वर कल्पना. Okay. अस्तु एवं. Okay. Let it be so. We don't have objection. कथं पुनः पूर्वश्लोके सर्वम् आत्मा एव अभूत् इति निवृत्तिपरत्वेन आख्याय यह पुनः प्रवृत्तिपरत्वेन व्याख्याय इति चेत्. Okay, let it be so. But earlier in the Purva Shloka, Sarvam Atma Eva Abhut, everything, but is self alone became all. You said self alone became all. Now you say Nivritti Paratvena. Now you say iti Nivritti Paratvena Akhyaya Sarvam Punaha Pravritti Paratvena Vyakhyaya iti chet. Now you say it is the Shakti which is Ashrita Ishvara, own activity. One side you said Nivritti Paratvam, Atma. Now you say it is Shakti Vilasa. Again, Brahman alone created all this. Pravritti Paratvam. Brumaha. We'll answer now. Shruti Prakaranam tu, what was Shruti Mata says? Vidushaha, for the wise man, Sarveshu Bhuteshu Atma Ekatva Darshana Vita Shoka Mohatva Pratipadana Param. That we saw. For a wise man, okay? Who is wise man? Sarveshu Bhuteshu Atma Ekatva Darshana. One who sees himself, his own self, in all beings. For him, Vita is freed from Shoka Mohatva Pratipadana Param. Shruti Abhilasha is Shruti, ultimate declaration is one who sees himself in all. For him, there is no Shoka, there is no Moha, there is no sorrow, there is no delusion. This is the ultimate declaration of Shruti. But here, Khatam ekasya atmanaha sarvabhuta bhavatvam sambhavati iti upapattim bhavana kriyaya iti darshayati. Yahato Khatam, how one own Atma, here, what is shown here? How oneself, the Atman, through a mysterious activity of becoming many, Sarabhuta Bhavatvam, becoming the self of all, Sambhavati iti upapattim bhavana kriya iti. How one Atma's self, which is one alone, became all, is shown here. Okay? Is shown here. Actually, earlier we saw Bhanam, appearance actually it is. In one sentence if we say, Maya Shakti is that which is belonging to Ishvara, it is Ishvara Shakti, Abhinnam, it is not separate from Ishvara, makes Ishvara appear as all the duality. The Shakti, the power in the ocean. What is that power in the ocean? There is a mysterious power in the ocean which can make the ocean appear as waves, foam, lather, bubbles, etc. In this process, by looking at the waves, foam, lather, bubble, etc., we infer that the ocean has this special ability, special power to appear itself in all these things, like wave, etc. Okay. How do you know that ocean has this power? Only because ocean is appearing as waves, etc. So by looking at the waves, etc., I can infer. If there were no waves in the ocean, I will never know what is the hidden power of the ocean. Then only I can. So what is the Shakti does? So Shakti is inferred. So that means what? When it is an unmanifest, when there were no, suppose there are no waves, foam, lather, bubbles, etc., then of course you will never know, you can never see the Shakti. Even if it is appearing as the waves, ocean, lather, etc., now also we cannot see Shakti. We only see ocean, water only is seen. That means Shakti is always invisible. There are no waves, we don't know. We can only say Shakti is inferring, but we cannot see directly Shakti. Therefore, here, Khatam ekasya atmana sarabhuta bhavatvam sambhavati iti upatyam. This question, bhavana kriyaya darshyate. If it question is asked, bhavana kriyaya, through the activity of becoming, it is shown one atman as many. Okay. Evam sarvam atma eva abhut iti vakye sarvam abhut iti padadvayam asmin shloke vyakyatam. So here, this is iti vakye sarvam abhut iti. So in this sarvam atma eva abhut, in this sentence, sarvam abhut iti padadvayam. These two, sarvam and abhut, these two words we have analyzed in this sloka. Sarvam means samasanam, combination. Abhut means bhavana kriyayaha, by the process of becoming many. Now, atha atma eva yati vinirdeshasya prayojanam aha. So, when it is said atma eva yati, self alone is, it is shown, directed, vinirdeshya prayojanam. What is the purpose of showing Atman alone is? She says, Atmaiveti vinirdeshat visheshanam samantataha atmanyevopasamharaha tajjatanam prakirtitaha. Now, see, when it said Atma eva iti, Atman alone is. What is the prayojanam? It says, Atma eva iti vinirdeshyat, because it is shown, directed, nanatva garbhitam sarvamapi Atma eva. Nanatva garbhitam sarvamapi. What is hidden in all this nanatvam? in the manyness. Sarvamapi Atma eva. All this is Atman alone. Na anyat iti dhrudoktva. It is firmly said, all this is Atman alone. Other than Atman, nothing is there. Iti dhruda uktya pratipadanat. See, eva, Atma eva, Atman alone. Alone means what? Dhrudatvam, meaning firmly saying. All ornaments are gold alone, gold only. That only means what? Firmness. Without any doubt. So there is a scope of doubt is removed by using eva word. Atman alone is all this. In this sentence, by the word eva, Atma alone is all this. Atman only, self only is all this. The scope for any doubt is removed by saying that so firmly. Therefore, tad jatanam tasmad atmanah jatanam bhutanam samantatah sarvatah visheshanam namarupanam bhedanam atmaneva upasamharo layah prakirtitaha. Therefore, when everything is existing in Sat, manifesting, coming out of Sat only, but in Sat only, not outside, all the ornaments sprung from the gold. So their ornament can never be separated from the gold. So all the ornaments are rooted in the gold. Gold ornaments are rooted in the gold. Okay. That means what? When the ornaments are dissolved, where will they go? They will go back to gold only. From the form, you dissolve all the forms, it becomes some kind of a gold, basic gold. Say suppose some form you give, basic form, something. So that becomes gold biscuit form. Gold biscuit form. Ultimately, all these things, Visheshanam, Nana Rupanam, Vedanam, all the differences of various forms and names, Atmani Upasamharo Laya Prakirtitaha. That is Prayojanam. Prayojana means what? Prayojana means by saying everything is Atman, the Prayojana means that when all things are resolved in Atman alone, the problem solved, no? All the problems are solved. Because you don't have to operate or deal separately with every object. When you recognize the essence, you don't have to worry. That's what it said, no? If all the Mysore pak is made, a little bit Mysore pak you taste, you don't have to taste karo. It doesn't mean you eat whole plate and empty the entire plate which is kept there. आपने कहा टेस्ट करने के लिए पूरा खा लिया, पूरा खाने के बाद ही टेस्ट पता लगेगा, ऐसा नहीं होगा ना, बेवकूफ. देखो. So when it made my process easy. Look whether rice is boiled or not. आप ऊपर जो उबल रहा है चावल. So one grain you just touch and then you can know. You don't have to separate every grain and test everything, then decide whether cooked or not. So by saying everything is Atman, I don't have to know or deal every object separately. It is a laborious process and it is not possible to know. This is the question asked by the student in Mundaka Upanishad. Sir, is there anything? Because I don't want to know everything separately. Is there anything so that I can know that? That means automatically everything becomes known. Is there anything like that? I don't have to know everything separately. Think. So one sample you saw, that everything is understood. Think. Rasagulla you want to taste. So one little rasagulla, little piece you. They understood all rasagullas have tasted. You don't have to taste every rasagulla. ये खा के देखेंगे. Earlier we used to say a joke. So somebody went to sweet shop. Sir, what do you want? मैं सोच रहा हूँ what to take. तो इसका टेस्ट कराओ, उसका टेस्ट कराओ, पूरा आधा किलो खा के चला गया, कोई ठीक नहीं है करके. दुकानदार रो रहा था, ये क्या है, सैंपल खा के. हाँ सैंपल ही खाया हूँ, थोड़ा गया, बट हर सैंपल टेस्ट करके गया वो. अल्टीमेटली डिड नॉट परचेज एनीथिंग. You don't do that. Some people do. 2-3 ऐसे टेस्ट करके चले जाते हैं. They know, दुकानदार also knows. तो इन पागलों के लिए भी अलग से रखता है वो बजटिंग में. वैसे पागल भी दुकान में आता है. So we don't have to taste every sweet. No, once I tasted, but a quality of gulab jam, rasagulla, or anything. Once you taste, so I don't have. That is a beauty. The purpose, prayojanam is I don't have to know everything. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna said, I am the spiritual science among all the sciences, knowledges, among all different kinds of knowledge. I am the spiritual knowledge. So that knowledge, if you get, you don't have to study anything else. Whatever you want to know, you know it is only manifestation of that. Number one. So if you want to know the manifestation by simple a thought directed towards that is enough. You can master the whole knowledge. The process of learning in the case of Mahayogis is not through our process. They hold the book and they know every content of the whole book. That is the Mahayogis. And still advanced is they think of a particular topic or a particular book. किसमें क्या कहता है? Everything they will know. समझिए हम अब कभी ऐसा नहीं सुना है. I always say your ignorance is not the pramana. There are people. How do we get that? अच्छा लगता है. You get it only when we use the knowledge that we have gained so far is rightfully used. Then the higher openings will come. Otherwise, higher apertures are all closed. You struggle only horizontally, never go vertically. That vidya is different. We are not supposed to touch that actually. कभी कभी मेरे कुजली के कारण बाहर आ जाता है. So सर्वस्यापि जन्म स्थिति भंग आत्मनि आश्रये वस्तु स्वरूप एव उक्तम भवति. So all these things are from him alone. Atha shakti swarupayoho Sambandham Vishadayati. Sambandham. Shakti Swarupayoho. Sambandham. Relationship between Shakti and Shakta Shankara. Shiva and Shakti. Swarupam, Atma Swarupam and Atma Shakti. Difference. So, Vina Shaktim Narasreshta Swarupam na pratiyate Vyapara Ashrayas Dvinama Shakti Ruchyate. Now, Hey Narasreshta, O best among the human beings, Shaktim Vina Swarupam na pratiyate. Very important. Swarupam asti iti pratitihi shaktiya eva bhavati. Very essential. How do you know that you exist? Because I know I exist only because of Shakti. Because the knowing means what? You are active, the knower is there. Knower is there, trying to know something. But everything is Shakti only. Knower, known, Triputi. Triputi Swarupini. Mother. Ichcha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti Swarupini. Very interesting. If you really understand, Sarupam asti iti. Sarupam is there. Pratiti Shaktiya eva bhavati. Otherwise, you don't know that you exist. Without the grace of Mother. I heard a beautiful story. A great Mahatma said, in the Kailasha, there are the Pramadaganas are there. With always Shiva only. They are all there. Shiva is there. So Kailasha. So Nandi, Brungi, all those things. Vyagra Patanjali, Ityadi. Chanda Kundodara Patanjali. Oh, so many people are there. And they are all actually, they are living in Kailasha in a state of bliss. In the presence of Divine Mother and Shiva, Kailasha. Okay? Somebody says, oh, they don't exist. In fact, you don't exist. Their existence is far real than our existence. Okay? So don't doubt them. So they're all there. And these people in some sort of trance, bliss. So they keep dancing, they keep doing funny things. A kind of intoxication. And Shiva is always Gambhir, Ardhanimila Netra, and always meditation. Meaning, he is aware of Ardhanimila Netra means half eyes closed. Half eyes closed means what? He is aware of the Jagat also, he is aware of inside also. If he fully closes, no Jagat can exist. The half-eyed closed means he is allowing the Mother to create all this. So he is half-eyed. So he is seeing also. So Gambhir, Shivaji is baithe. So something Brungi did, to catch the attention of Shiva. Something funny, some kind of funny activity. Normally Gambhir Shiva had a little smile, looking at some activity of the Brungi. Little smile. And looking at that, Brungi was inspired. He says, oh, today, because of my little cheshta, Shiva is happy. So I made Shiva smile. He got more joy. Because he became more joyful, he just dancing and jumping and somersault doing, he went round Shiva, Pradakshana. Divine Mother got angry. Because Mother is next to Shiva, he did not do parikrama to Divine Mother. He did pradakshina to Shiva and went away, ignoring Divine Mother. Then Parvati got angry. What is this? We are together always. Shiva said, बच्चा है, छोड़ दो. He is not aware what he was doing. He is some kind of intoxication. No, but I must teach them a lesson. And she withdrew from Kailash. While withdrawing, she withdrew herself means what? She withdrew all the forms of Nandi, Bhrungi, etc. Everybody. Everybody's form gone. Rupam gone. This is mother manifestation. All forms she only gave. Eyes, nose, tongue, ears, skin to see Shiva. How can you see Shiva? Unless she is giving. So she withdrew. But they are all existing, they start nothing visible to them. Bhavana is there, but no body, no subtle body, no growth, nothing to. Sharira is not there. Bhavana is there. No, she went back to somewhere. She came back from Kailash. Then there is a huge commotion. Where is Shiva? Everything disappeared. Kailasha disappeared. I exist, but I don't know my body also. They are very confused state. Big commotion. Then ultimately, somebody requested Divine Mother. She got angry, released her anger, came back, and then free from anger, she came back to Kailasha, again created. Then again everybody got bodies, the subtle bodies, seeing and all that. So, even to know that I exist, Mother is required. Even to see, looking at the world with the physical body, with the mouth given by the Mother, you say Maya is not there. To say that first of all your existence is because of Divine Mother. Pratiti also na sambhavati. You don't know that you exist, that's it. You will be there, but you don't know. To know, you need a thought. The thought is Mother, Prakriti. That's what it says. Sarupam asti iti pratiti shaktya eva bhavati. Therefore, asatyam shaktau sarupa pratyaya eva nasyat. Pratyayam, the thought, I exist thought. If Divine Mother is not there, I exist. This thought also doesn't exist. Understood? I exist, thought भी नहीं होता है. Shakti only does it. And we say, I don't believe in Maya, she is not there. Or I will win Maya. Maya, first of all, that's what Jnanis don't, Pakva Jnanis, the really fructified Mahatmas, Jnanis, seekers, they know what is this Shakti, what is Shiva, they know. एक कच्चे लोग होते हैं ना, they position Divine Mother as Maya as an enemy. Therefore, you think, you attribute, oh, this is Maya, that is Maya, I should be away from it. This is Maya, that is Maya, this is Maya. But the way you are telling with the mouth, that is also because of Mother only. So, Maya, don't position it Maya as an enemy. Then why should we worship Divine Mother? Divine Mother, if we worship, if we existence only because of Mother. Therefore, Sarupa Pratyayeva nasyat. I exist, that thought also cannot exist. Pratiti, you don't know that you exist. So, Vyaparaha Chalanatmakaha Ashrayaschaiti Shakti Dvinama. So Shakti itself is, see, Shakti itself is Vyapara activity, Shakti itself is Ashraya. Suppose you say, no, see Triputi. What do we say? Jneyam and Jnanam are depending on Jnata. Who is a Jnata? A thought. Jneyam, object. Jnanam, relationship. We say these two are depending on Jnata. But all the three, what is that beautifully said? In these two, the Jnata is also Shakti, Jneyam and Jnanam is also Shakti. Dvinama, Ashraya and Vyapara. Support and activity, both are done by Maya. Maya, Divine Mother, Shakti. Therefore, it has two namas. Vyaparaha Ashrayaschaiti Dvinama Shakti Uchyate. Shakti has two names. Vyapara and Ashraya. Okay. Dve namani yasyaha sa uchyate. Vastu ekameva bhavati. Vastu is one. But tat shakti iti abhidiyate chet. That vastu. Very important. Now see. Very important. Please be alert. One vastu is there. So, Shakta Upasakas call that Vastu as Shakti, Divine Mother. Shiva Upasakas say that Vastu is Shiva. So, Shiva Upasaka says Shakti is, they may not use Shakti, but they are only Shaktas. So, Shakti and Shiva Upasakas. The question is, these two are inseparable. We saw already earlier. Shakti and the Shakta, that is Ishvara and Ishwari, both are two names you can call of the same reality. You can call it as Shakti, you can call it as Ishvara, from his standpoint, from Advaita point of view. Now, if you call that Vastu as Shakti Rupena, everything is Divine Mother, if you say, then she herself is Ashraya, she herself is activity. If you give two names, Shiva and Shakti, then Shiva is Ashraya, Shakti is Vyapara. Therefore, if that's a Tat, Shakti iti abhidiyate chet, if that is called as Shakti, if you name that as Shakti only, then what happens? Ashrayo Vyapara iti dvabhyam namabhyam tadvachyam syat. If you call that Ekavastu as Shakti, then she has got two names, Ashraya and Vyapara. That in the Ashraya place, you can replace that Ashraya as Swarupam. But these are inseparable. This we have to understand. Yadi Shaktehe Paratvamucheta, tarhi sa eva Ashraya Vyaparascha bhavet. If you call Shakti, keep it as supreme as the highest standpoint. You are given the word Shakti is supreme. If you say Shakti is supreme, we can say from that point of view, she herself is Ashraya, support, she herself is activity. Tad, what is that? Tad vivaranarthakam namadvayam bhaktavyam. So to explain her functions, names also are said. Two names. Vivaranatmakam namam. These two names are given to same tattva. Two names are given. If you call that supreme truth as Shakti, she is Arshaya, she is Ashrita, support and the Vyapara activity. If you call supreme reality as Parabrahm Paramatma Swarupam, Atma, that alone is Sashraya, that alone is activity. Because Brahma eva abhud, Ishvara eva, everything became. Becoming is only appearance, not real. So saeva ashraya vyaparascha kutah namadvayam shakti iti chet sarjanam tadashraya karanam cha sa eva ityaha. Why again two names? Because creation and that support of it, which is cause, she alone. If you use that word Shakti for supreme, somebody Ganapatyas, they say Ganapati is supreme. Sauras says Surya Bhagavan is supreme. Saurya Upasakas. Shakti Upasakas, Shakti is supreme. Shaktas. Shiva Upasakas, Shiva is supreme. Everything is Shiva. These are all names only. But ultimate what? There is only one thing. That itself is support, that itself is activity. That is what? Abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. That's the meaning. He himself is the cause, he himself is the karya jagat. There is no, only one vastu is there. That you call Shakti, call. Rama, call. Krishna, call. Ganapati, you call. Jesus, call. Whatever name you want to give. If you refer any name to that truth, infinite truth, which is both support, karanam and karyam, only one name is to be allotted. Okay? Sarjanam tadashraya karanam sa eva iti aha. Okay? Here I stop. Tomorrow 6:30 p.m. we will meet. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.